Hello and welcome back to Take a Sip podcast. I'm Leche.
And I'm Tito.
All right, Tito. Same as usual, the routine, right?
The routine.
Casual routine.
Yes, sir.
What are you drinking today, man, dude?
This week, I've been craving this for so long, and I finally went to the liquor store to be able to buy it. It is the Modelo Chelada in a can. So it's literally practically tomato juice, some lemon juice, and a Modelo beer all in a can.
On one can. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of those, but they're pretty good. They're not that
Normally,
bad.
I'm not either. This is the only one that I've actually been able to tolerate like this without making it myself.
I was going to say, I'd rather make a michelada instead of buying one of those for sure.
Yeah.
100%, dude.
Yeah. But this one's actually really good. What about you? What concoction did you create this week?
I just made a vodka soda.
A vodka soda? Oh, nice.
Why is it pink, you ask? Because it is cherry vodka.
Oh. Any specific brand, or did you make it?
No, it's make it. I made it. It's
nice.
Sweet Jolly Rancher vodka.
Ooh, that sounds really good.
It is pretty refreshing, dude, for sure.
Is it?
Yeah.
But those are the dangerous ones when you just keep chugging.
This is like a one and done thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not making any more after this.
Okay, good. Because I'm saying those are the ones that get dangerous. It's mostly sweet. I don't taste it. And then you're 3 in and you're also on the floor.
Literally collapsed, dude.
I'm fine. I only have 3.
How is this hitting me? I've only had 3. But what the fuck?
Oh, that's good. Huh?
But we have some interesting stories. They're all over the place, honestly.
Wide variety.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting. And some really good stories, honestly.
Yes.
So we can start off with, I know one that we might be both excited for sure. The Naruto, or the makers and stuff like that, unveiled that they're making a new story, a new probably little mini arc or something like that for Kakashi. Really much one of the fan favorite characters. I mean, that's everyone's favorite character, honestly.
Yeah.
But I want to hear your thoughts, or dive into what we read on this article, pretty much on them unveiling this.
Yeah. So this storyline was already released in Japan in 2019.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And it's obviously they get stuff first. They see how people react to it. The fan base reacts to it. And then it gets released to us. As of right now, it's set to release in July 26th of this year. Again, that is if everything on their end goes according to plan. We never know what's going to happen in the world within those next few months. But yeah, this is also it's not like a full blown series that we're going to get. It's more of a little arc on what happened from the end of Shippuden to pretty much the beginning of Boruto, where Naruto takes over as Hokage.
That's true. They really don't dive into it too much or show us pretty
exactly much. And Kakashi's a major part of the raising of the new 3 Sannin, and pretty much the raising of them, their sensei, their teacher, friends, pretty much. He's part of this team 7. Team 7. I know it's 7. I always doubt myself though and go.
Yeah, you had it, bro. You had it in the tip of your tongue. You didn't say it.
Yes, he is the teacher of Team 7, and then becomes the 6th Hokage after Tsunade. It's why do we just don't really focus on that stuff? You got me? So This is pretty much just him taking on this role and what he did during this massive gap.
Yeah, his role as Hokage.
Exactly.
And stuff like that. Dude, it would be really interesting to see what actually happened in between that space, that time gap.
Exactly, because
it would be dope to see.
Yeah, because we just get brief things from like movies and like quick like flashbacks throughout the show of like Naruto and Hinata's wedding, and then like Sakura and Sasuke, and then we know who a lot of their partners are, but we don't know like how their dates went, because we obviously get like a brief view of like Shikamaru and Tamari being from two different locations and falling in love, especially when Tamari's older than Shikamaru as well. So
yeah, so it's like that dynamic.
Exactly. And then even now, Tamari being Gaara's sister, who was another Kage, and then Shikamaru is Naruto's right-hand man, and he's a Hokage. So if there's any
fitting, for both of them. It's like, damn, they were literally made for each other.
Yeah, because technically Tamari was the level-headed one between her in the Sand siblings.
Yeah, that's true.
She is the level-headed one.
And Shikamaru just him being brilliant, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So. Yeah, so, I mean, I hope they actually pull this through. Of course, they probably. So you said they released this in Japan, but they did like shows, or was it like a manga release type of thing?
I believe it's just a manga type of thing.
Right.
If the manga does super well,
if it picks up, yeah,
then I'll probably get turned into a mini series, or a movie. It could be a movie, depending on what type of storyline they're going. If it's like one set story that lasts, it could be like a one-off
story or type of thing. Yeah.
Or if it's like different little adventures, then it might become like a mini series or something.
That would be dope. Like a six series mini series type of thing. That would be pretty dope.
I mean, they did that the Rock Lee spinoff thing where it's like part anime, part chibi, but it's all from like Rock's like point of view, like how he saw everything, that he was the hero.
Yeah, literally pretty much like that.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see how that works out. Like I'm excited. Anything at this point with such a great anime that it was, I'm more than happy to like follow up on.
Me too, man. Really super talking about it, dude. I finally put up my fucking poster of that.
Did you? You finally did?
Yeah, dude. It looks dope. I'll send a pic after for sure.
You'll post it on your Instagram too.
Yeah, I'll post it on the Take a Sip podcast, as well, so people can see how it looks next to the bar and shit. So
not even next, over your bar.
Or over my bar, sorry. That's what I meant. That's the shit.
Yeah. But
yeah, so I mean, moving on from like fucking anime to another anime story, dude. I know we recently talked about a couple of weeks ago. We were talking about almost people I know were memeing about the Attack on Titan thing for Call of Duty Vanguard.
Yeah, Captain Levi.
Yeah, the Captain Levi shit and how it looks really bad on the character, the model.
Well, surprise, we got something worse.
Yeah, to say the least, dude. So it looks like Call of Duty is also getting another sponsored, from Attack on Titan, actually bringing us like an actual, like the armored Titan as I think a playable character.
It's like, I think it's a skin, but it's pretty, it's like, like Fortnite, they're all skins, but they're technically playable characters.
Right.
They're their own side characters.
So
you're you're the armored Titan, but you're the same height as every other foot soldier in the damn game.
It makes no sense, dude. It literally makes no sense.
Running around with an AK.
Imagine doing it in the show, dude. He just drops down with the fucking AK through the armor type.
It's like this entire thing from his human form, the lightning hits, and instead of him just getting big, he just stays the same size and gets 2 AKs in each hand.
Like, that would be freaking funny, dude. Then on top of that, I mean, the weapon skins, some of them look okay. That rifle looking one, that first one, it looks like a fucking gun from Destiny, straight up.
It does. It really does. Because it's very like, you know how in the Armored Titan you get his muscles and then you get to see like the red muscle within it.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I think, the feel that they're going for and all of these
makes sense. Yeah, it's themed around it for sure.
Yeah.
Like Armored Titan, how the look and the aesthetic of it for sure.
Yeah. And as always, you got like emblems and calling cards that come with all this type of stuff. So if you are a Vanguard player or a Warzone player, there's a little new skin for you guys to play with.
Yeah. I know. I definitely want to see it. Like
now,
in-game.
yeah, I definitely have to see this in game
for sure.
From first person, like just seeing how the hands work and the guns, to third person, how somebody else would see this guy running around the map.
It'll probably look janky as fuck, dude. Or it could look really good too.
It can look smooth, but it's just gonna look dumb. Everyone's like
the
proportions, and like what it's supposed to look like in the anime, and it doesn't look like that in your game right now.
Yeah, it's like disappointing, dude. Captain Levi, bro. This is such a disappointment.
Well, Captain Levi is like still human. You get me?
Yeah, but still, man, that's pretty upsetting how they look. They could have at least changed, you get what I mean?
That's true. But it like actually think about it though. Think about like seeing like a cartoon. It's like putting a Fortnite character like as he is, and then just popping him right inside a Fortnite. Like
they do that now.
No, but I'm saying like graphically, it's weird because it's two different types of animations. You get me?
I get what you mean on that.
So if they're trying to keep with this aesthetic that they have for Warzone, obviously they're going to have to change the type of graphics that Levi is to fit in this game.
That is true. At least, I hate saying like this, but they could have at least made him, a little more looking like his character. At least change the face,
That's true. Yes. The face definitely looks janky for both Levi and the Armored Titan, but
the Armored Titan doesn't look too bad. At least
it looks bad.
Okay, yeah, I'm giving it too much.
It doesn't even look like skin. It obviously has skin, but it looks like he needs to moisturize a little bit more. Not like in the anime where you could actually tell it's supposed to be like actual metal armor that he has on.
It literally looks like the fucking muscle structure. It's inverted. You get me? How the tendons are fucking.
Do they change that animation, or does he just open up his breastplate and shove more armor into there? That's what I want to know now.
Yo, you got me there. That's the real question right now.
How do you add his armor? Does he just like meditate for a second and his muscles just get shinier or something? Just roll back. Oh god, that's gonna be interesting to see.
That's the real question. I think that's a good cliffhanger question that we'll see in game, dude.
Oh gosh.
To be honest, dude, they probably didn't even think about it like that.
No, they didn't.
It's just gonna have the same animation, but when looking at third person or someone's looking at them, it's just gonna look like he's stuffing it, like
he's putting the plates in between his chest.
Yeah, literally. Fuck, dude, what is this?
Oh god, now I really have to see how this.
Yeah, now I'm too interested in that. Like that was a hell of a question for sure.
Oh gosh, because it kind of makes sense for Levi. You got me. He opens up his shrine, he's putting it in there, like he's putting some sort of armor. But
yeah, like that
when you're a naked character, what do you do? Wait, isn't Ghostface in the game too? Is he just putting armor in the closet?
Oh yeah, I just remembered. Yeah, he's actually in the game. Yeah, I think he just puts it in his robe.
In his robe. Oh gosh. The game logic sometimes is just too non-existent.
It's literally out the window.
On a game that's supposed to be hyper realistic.
Hyper realistic.
That's quote unquote, air quotes.
I think I'm leaving this situation with more questions than answers.
Yeah.
Like straight up.
But those are always the good ones,
Oh, seriously, it is always good, dude. And talking about answered questions, dude, that is a good segue.
Oh, yes.
Next story for sure.
Yeah, better than my segues.
We actually got an answer of when this game that I know everyone's been pretty hyped about. I know Tito's been hyped about. We've been asking, when is this coming out, man? Because they've teased it. They show so much gameplay already at this point. At this point, we already know what the game like.
They teased us more than a hooker in a strip club did.
More of a tease, yeah. So much. We're, of course, talking about Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights.
So we actually have a release date of October of this year.
October 25th, to be exact.
To be exact. Which is pretty exciting, dude. I mean, that's good, dude. Like, that's actually, it makes sense, of an October release date, especially for a fucking,
I didn't even make that connection until
like
you mentioned
Halloween and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes totally perfect sense, dude.
Yeah, especially that it's going with the Court of Owls as well. The masks. Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that's fucking brilliant idea on their end.
For
Good
real.
marketing if they actually pull it off right, type of shit.
Well, yeah, like you said, they've been teasing this for over a year now, right? Over a year.
For more than
2 years.
I think it's been like a year and a half, almost 2
years. Year and a half,
dude.
almost 2 years.
I think they released the first teaser thing like in 2019 or 18.
Yeah, well, no. They? Because when we started the pod was around the same time they did their first DC fandom thing. And that's where they announced this.
No, but there was teasers before that. You get me? They just said like, "Oh, we're almost done with it." That was like the first official trailer for it.
Right,
like the teaser was well before that, though.
Yeah,
that they're making the game about that. So,
yeah. I mean, I don't care. We finally get a date. I know where to prepare, where and when to prepare myself. By that time, I have to have a steady stream going on Twitch because that game's going to be on my list for sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure, dude.
Yeah, those are the type of games I love because it's very open world and all these multiple side quests, you could say that you have to like 100% complete them. And sometimes it stops after a certain way until you continue a little further on the main story to unlock the rest of these side missions. Because sometimes it focuses just on, like, let's say for Arkham Knight, you have your main storyline with the Arkham Knight and you as Batman battling this Joker thing. But you have your side missions where you're stopping Two-Face from robbing banks, you're stopping Penguin from destroying I forget what
or something like that.
Yeah, you have all of the Riddler's riddle questions that you have to like hunt certain things around or do certain things. I think his name was like Firefly or something, was like setting off fire stations ablaze, which you had to stop him because he was super quick. Oh, you had the Man-Bat.
Oh, the
Doctor.
Man-Bat,
That one was fun. That one, every time I start that quest line, it gets so terrifying because, well, not every interaction you do, because he'll just come over a ledge and just like scare you as you're climbing a building.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So the real question is, I forgot if they told us that for Gotham Knights. This takes place after Arkham.
Yeah,
Knight,
so
right?
This is definitely going to be a little further in the future from Arkham. Or it might be a different storyline because it depends on what type of Batgirl they're going with.
That's true.
Because if it is still Barbara, then it might be a little bit before that. But probably not, because you do still have Red Hood, you get Nightwing, and you still have the new Robin.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like the timeline is kind of muddy there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's interesting, right? The story where it's actually going to be. It could be just a completely one-off type of story too.
Maybe, we never know, because
it looks in the same universe. Don't get me wrong.
It definitely looks like it's in the same universe. I definitely think it might be a completely different story. Not a story. A little further in the future, because it does go with Batman's dead. Spoilers. Right. But I mean, we mentioned this multiple times already, and it is the whole point of the game. If you haven't watched the trailers, where Batman dies, he sends out this message to get all four bats together, and then they're in charge of keeping Gotham safe.
Day, pretty much. The real question is it co-op? I think they said it was co-op, right?
I believe so. I think it is.
Because I know you could trade off characters and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, but that's always been a thing too. Because again, going back to Arkham Knight, on certain missions that you have to work with Catwoman, you could jump between them. I don't know how it's going to fully work out if the whole storyline is completely co-op, but that'd be very interesting to see. That it's going to bring a new aspect to the whole game series.
Yeah, for real. It'll be like something different in the actual, like the whole Batman series of games and shit. Like you're switching off characters and stuff like that. It would be, for example, if they did do the co-op thing, it would be the first co-op one too. Batman game, for sure. So either way, it is new. You got me?
Yeah.
To the series completely.
Yeah. And on top of that, because obviously there's going to be certain things that only certain one of them are going to be able to do. Like if you need an electric shock type of thing, your main character might be Nightwing.
That's true.
And then if you're trying to be more stealthy wise, I think Robin. You might go with Batgirl or Robin. Depending.
And if you want to do like a violent mission or just
go Red Hood. Yeah. So they could do like different aspects. So if you are playing very co-op with it, like you probably get like deadlocked. Well, not deadlocked, but like obviously one person per the character can be playing at the time, and you're better playing at Nightwing than I am, or I'm better playing as a Red Hood than you are. Obviously, you're gonna be like, take him. I'll switch to Batgirl, you jump to Nightwing, and then I'll switch back to Red Hood.
That'd be very chaotic. That would be awesome if we could do that. You got me? Just bounce around all those characters.
All 4 of those characters. You're both just rotating every second.
Constantly rotating. It would be punishing though. Like if one person rotates, you both rotate at the same time. Ooh, that would be very punishing, dude.
True.
That would be awesome though.
And unless you got the right characters you're switching to, then it might be very difficult to get through that game.
Yeah, dude. I hope it's like that. Now thinking about it, I'm like, oh, dude, that actually sounds dope.
Or if there's even like a res type of thing, like when you get downed or you just downed until the mission ends and the other person has to finish the rest of the like attack sequence from that moment. You get me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That'd be. There's a lot of questions answered to it, but again, it just adds to the excitement on what's in this game. Get the game here.
Yeah, man. We'll find out October, man. We will find out end of October, pretty much. So that's gonna be dope.
Yes.
And for more recent stories, though, continuing on, we got the actual introduction and featurette for Moon Knight, which I think should be coming to Disney Plus soon. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I believe. It's starting streaming March 30th. Literally the end of this month. Yeah,
3 months. I mean, 3 months. 3 weeks.
3 weeks. Sorry, I was like 3 months.
Jesus, I know.
Happy New Year's.
My sense of time is completely lost. Literally.
I don't blame you.
Oh, dude. No, but they teased a little bit more on this featurette for sure. They actually showed when he actually gets suited up, dude, in that like beginning sequence, literally the first like 5 seconds of him like his suit coming on really like instantaneously. That shit was dope. No lie. This looks like a high budget show pretty much, dude. Because in my opinion, because it shows pretty fucking legit shit.
Yes.
Like CGI, don't get me wrong and stuff, but it looks good. I mean like WandaVision type of
atmosphere
effects and atmosphere stuff like that for sure. But it looks really, really good, dude.
Yeah.
On top of that, I think they went into the featurette saying that this story really dives into like the mental state of this character specifically and how he overcomes and deals with I know you know the right term on what I'm gonna say, but it's like the personality disorder.
Yeah, multiple personality disorder.
Yeah, so he, they really dive into like this guy who legitimately is, tormented by that, and of course, like the actual ancient evil that awakened in him and stuff like that. That is Moon Knight, for sure.
Well, not even just the multiple personality thing. The whole, what is it, insomnia that he deals with as well. Yeah. Insomniac, like that's a major thing too, because there's that whole research thing of when you go so long after not sleeping, like first you become loopy or like you're just like sleepy the whole entire time, then you slowly start like becoming loopy, and over time like you start like what he doesn't like what he says about in the show, or what we know about Moon Knight is like he starts losing touch with reality, that you never know what is a dream, what is real life. So when you do stuff, when that type of stuff happens, like you'll start doing stuff that you can only do, or you think you can only do in your dreams, and it becomes dangerous. Yeah, it becomes dangerous. It starts hitting a dangerous area on risking your life in certain aspects, if that's a thing.
No, that totally makes sense. Yeah, like you don't know, like your mind is literally tricking itself, thinking that you're asleep and you're not, type of thing, or vice versa, that you're awake but you're not,
Yeah.
Scary concept, dude, honestly.
Yeah.
And I hope they dive into that, and I think they will. By the sounds of it, they're really diving into like that aspect a little bit too.
I think so too.
Man is literally tormented the entire way through by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Well, like what we've been saying before, even for like other shows and animated series that they have, like Encanto.
Yeah.
They've been doing a lot of research recently, and a lot of the things they put out where it gives it that more authentic feel to everything they're putting out. And obviously before, from what we saw in the 90s, you always go off of stereotypes and what you see on other shows and stuff. Yeah. And obviously with PC culture now, like they're taking that extra step, not just to cover themselves, but it gives that authenticity to it of like, people who are insomniac could see a little piece of themselves on this character, or like we mentioned before, even with Encanto, like we saw ourselves a little bit in the middle sister or in Tia Pepa or whoever. Yeah,
no, definitely. And you know what it is, dude? I think, I'm not gonna say like this. You know how Disney has, millions of dollars to like actually have a research department potentially. But it shows that the people who are writing these stories or directing these stories actually care for the story that they're actually giving out. You get me? It shows a little bit.
Yeah, they're nerds. They're actually nerds working on this stuff. You get me?
And it should be like that. They're passionate about what they're actually doing. So like that's what makes these movies, or these shows.
Yeah, don't just put people who have a name into these things and don't have a care for it. Because then it becomes something else, which is what I'm saying. Which is why I'm saying 4K needs to hire me. So when BioShock comes out, I am there. I am ready. I will voice the little sister.
Write the scripts that I can tell you the story though, where I want it to go.
I will voice the little sister.
And I'll voice the big daddy.
Look, it's an angel. Oh, this one's still alive. See it in the future. That's literally the intro for when you meet the little sisters in the beginning.
Literally, dude. Fuck, that's a little too good. You remember all that? When gaming's life. Speaking
of BioShock, my poster came in too.
Oh, good shit.
I need to send you that one. Yeah. I just need to buy a frame to hang it up.
Definitely buy a frame, bro. That's dope, though.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit, my bad. Going off of that story and shit, I know I'm not a big Star Wars fan like that, because I really never dived into it too hard. Don't get me wrong. I know I watched the first two movies that came out like back in the 70s. Those two movies I watched for sure. I think it's Last Hope, and I forgot I think it was episode 3 and 2 that I watched.
I believe it's 3 and 4.
No,
then it's like 1 and 2.
Yeah, sorry, I watched it's 6 in the original. 3. Damn, I don't know the order, man.
I forgot. That order really confuses me too. And I've seen all the movies. I've seen them all.
Yeah.
But
because I know the actual 3 that chronologically came out in the 2000s, right? Because they released the first 3 that were episodes 4, 5, and 6 back in the 70s, and then 1, 2, and 3 came out in the 2000s.
Yes.
And then we have 7, 8, 9, which was made recently in the 2010s.
I believe so.
Okay, so I watched episodes 4 and 5. There you go.
Okay.
I did not watch, unfortunately, the ending of of the actual original trilogy for sure. So I did not watch that. Of course, everyone knows what happens and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure. But yeah,
Yeah. So what we're going into,
you could tell it's related to Star Wars.
Yes, because of how confusing that just beginning part was.
Bro, it's so confusing through the stories.
It really is
fucking much. There's so much lore. It's like,
if you do want to watch the Star Wars films, do some research first, or ask an actual nerd which order to watch them in.
Watching this,
because if you do watch it like chapter 1, 2, 3, it will not make any sense to you.
That is true.
So
as someone who's actually a nerd about it,
or go into like some sort of Reddit group that could actually tell you the order.
Yeah, seriously.
But yeah,
going off of that, what we're actually going to talk about is Star Wars is making a Obi-Wan Kenobi, or they teased that they're making a series, right? A show,
yes, a series,
of it. Yeah. So, I mean, right now they said it's more like a teaser that they're gonna make it. There is no plot or anything like that yet. It's all a mystery so far. But they teased that they are making a show, and it's pretty much centered around the one and only Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting, dude, because he is like one of the biggest, characters in the lore.
Oh, no, he is the biggest because he is the one who, well, besides Han Solo, the main story at first was centered around Obi-Wan, Princess Leia, and Han.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
And then obviously because of spoilers again over God knows how many years, because of what happened with like Luke and stuff and Darth Vader, and then that whole thing. That's why like Luke is like a main thing. Darth Vader, obviously everybody falls in love with the evil villain in some ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, because Obi-Wan was the one who trained and practically raised Luke after the whole incident on Tatooine, his home planet.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask me how I remember that, but I do.
It's just a thing. Yes. When you're a Star Wars fan, you just remember random shit.
Yes. But this series is supposed to be based off of, I guess, from what the article says, a 19-year period from when we first originally find him, or from when they first originally landed on Tatooine, to the whole events of getting Luke, bringing him on board, the whole situation with his parents of dying in the house fire thing, whatever happened there.
Yeah.
So it's just that little time period of what was he doing? Who was he meeting? How does he have these connections? Was he working on his Jedi skills at the moment? And
I was going to make a joke because it sounded funny how you just said that. Like, we find out like what his parents do and what do they do. It just reminded me of that Arnold thing. Say we're in Kindergarten Cop, where he says, today we're going to do, well, what does he say? Well, who is your daddy and what does he do? Just imagine him saying that.
Oh,
like, oh my God, dude. Yeah, he just sounded so close to it. I don't know why my mind drew to that. Sorry. That was just off topic, off everything.
Oh, sorry. Off topic on this podcast? So hard to believe. we have a schedule for a reason, Leche.
If we ever followed our actual schedule,
I know it'd be a miracle.
But we don't. We never do.
If we had better segues, it would be better. Sometimes we do. Miraculously, these past few weeks, we've been having really bomb segues.
No, we have though. I'm not gonna lie. Today, dude, I just threw it out the window for sure. Though.
Yeah,
it sucked.
But yes, we get back to Star Wars. So yeah, we get that 19-year period. I guess he is going up against the Sith Inquisitor, or the Inquisitor Reva, I believe, is going to be our main antagonist for this series.
Makes sense, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, it'll land in that storyline somewhere. So if you are someone who likes seeing things in order, you could probably start with your first few. It'll probably be this series. then the next few films up into like Mandalorian or whatever other series you're coming out with right now.
Mandalorian takes place years before, right? Like years.
I believe so. Yeah, Mando's somewhere on that timeline. I don't think it's the end of anything.
Bro, and then you throw in Clone Wars in there, and then you're lost after that.
Yeah.
Dude,
and then that animated series that's like its own spin-off on everything else that I know of. I don't know if it falls in there somewhere.
There's comic books too. I'm like, no, stop.
There's a whole bunch of stuff. If you really look into like,
dude, it is a rich filled lore galorza, dude, of fucking shit for Star Wars, man. Mm-hmm. It's so deep.
Think about the whole Harry Potter fandom is equivalent to the whole Star Wars fandom. It's just that the Star Wars fan.
That's a hard press. That's a big statement you just did there.
But it's true because the only difference is really the age group of both things.
Because I would say I'm a bigger Harry Potter fan than I say that I would say I'm a Star Wars fan for sure.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. So like I like the Star Wars films. Older, they're interesting, but
I would say people who are in their 30s and 40s, I hate saying it like this, are probably a little bit more invested into Star Wars. If they had like a nerdy side, it would probably be towards that more.
Yes.
And I would say people who are barely going into their 30s or mid 20s would probably be more into Harry Potter for sure.
Yes, 100%.
So I don't know. Maybe it is a generational thing or a thing like that.
Yeah,
I mean, there is people who are our age who are very like high into like Star Wars for sure, though.
They are, but it goes back again to the whole. If we average it out, the main age range is very, like you said, I believe it's about like a 10-year age difference.
Yeah.
At most, if anything.
Okay.
Yeah. And then even still following us, God knows what they're going to be. Well, they're not going to be a fan of anything because of how little attention span these future generations are going to be having.
That's true, man. Like the attention span is very short now, dude.
Yeah.
Like if it doesn't pick their fucking sites up like within the first few seconds, it's out of their attention.
Which is why TikTok, well, first and Vine was such a bomb because it was like 5 seconds, and now even TikTok, like it's very quick in some videos. I know some of them could go a little longer, but
yeah,
a majority of them are still like in and out.
Quick, yeah. Like you have to be a master of the short. What is it called? Of the short content or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to be a master of the short content because the attention span of people are just it's degrading slowly. Literally every year they're adding a second of less attention span that they got.
But even then, still like. It gets sad thinking about it like that because I know we're past the whole Star Wars conversation right now.
Yeah, folks, we were done with that.
We're done.
We were done.
But yeah, going to the whole attention span, it's sad seeing stuff like that. You get me? Because it now endangers other jobs, other like entertainment type of things or stuff like that, because we could still sit down and go to like a comedy show and enjoy it. You get me? Because there's sometimes a build up to certain jokes when it comes to a comedy show. Unless you're hitting that punchline, like you're starting and you're hitting that punchline the first 10 seconds, you're going to lose like these newer people. And
you're like, oh, there was like no build up for it. Like,
yeah, there's no build up. And it's like, okay, and then what's the rest of your team? If your type 5 or the rest of your 10 minutes is like this, let me know now and I'll leave because
then my real attention would like
yes
for sure.
You got me. So
it's all subjective too because some people do have like really short attention spans, like where they have to constantly be like, entertained, or they have to constantly be doing something on that aspects for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like that. I have a very high, no, I'm not gonna lie. I do have a short attention span.
Yeah.
When it comes to certain things, I do.
Certain things, exactly.
I think it's all subjective. Things. That's why I say subjective for sure, though. Mm-hmm. There's just certain materials you're like, I'm not about it type of thing. You just skip over shit until you find something entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah, me. I would say that about YouTube, honestly.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Like if it doesn't like, I think it's more like the clickbaity type of thing. If it doesn't catch
Yeah, that's definitely.
it is different though on that aspect.
Yeah, but even still, then, like again, it goes back to who you're watching and what you're watching them for. You get me? Like I watch a lot of YouTube, but it's a lot of very sketch comical type of things. Or if it's not like cooking recipes that I watch a lot of on YouTube, or like cooking shows.
I mean, not Iron Chef, sorry, Master Chef.
Master Chef, yeah. But
everyone does.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Which reminds me, if you want to see something really freaking cute, because I went down this whole rabbit hole on YouTube.
Oh my God.
Really freaking cute.
Okay.
Look up Phillips Island Penguin March.
Oh my God.
It's literally just a whole bunch of fucking cute little penguins coming out of the ocean and then just marching the island to get back, obviously, to where their families are because they're out feeding or it's like mating season or whatever. So
yeah,
it's the cutest fucking shit I've ever seen. Of these penguins just waddling out of the ocean and then just over the beach and the sand.
Dude, I don't know why too, man. I feel like I fall asleep watching the video and I wake up to like ASMR bullshit. Like, where the fuck how did that go off of
the lady eating the pickle next to the mic?
Yeah, dude, or some fucking dude whispering in my ears with Isopos with the fucking thing like going like this to the mic. Like, yeah. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, dude, what the fuck happened?
Speaking of ASMR, one thing I saw was like,
I do fuck with ASMRs though. I do.
Some of them. Depends on what they're eating during their ASMR.
Well, no, I don't like the food ones. I like
okay.
I'm like touching shit. Like
wait. When I said food, I meant more like the mukbangs. I like watching mukbangs sometimes.
Yeah, that's Naomi too. So.
ASMR. No, for ASMR, I like either like the chiropractor ASMRs, like the bone cracking.
Yeah.
Or it's like they do the whole. It's old, but I think some people still do it. It's like the soap.
Oh, the soap brushing? Yeah, that's my shit.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot. Or the soap cutting as well.
Yes, the soap cutting.
And the little cubes and shit.
Yeah.
It might be old, but yeah, I definitely fuck with that stuff.
But yeah, one thing ran out too while I was scrolling and you mentioned ASMR. Apparently there's official Pokemon ASMR videos that are pretty damn cozy to listen to. I haven't listened to one yet, but now I have a whole new thing I'm going to dive into.
Yeah, a new rabbit hole to jump into.
Because now I'm interested if it's like a Squirtle at the beach or something.
Oh my God.
Oh God! Imagine it's a Jigglypuff just singing you to sleep.
Oh my fuck!
Oh gosh! But yes, so I mean that's really it from my end. Do you have anything else you want to add? Any last minute articles?
Mm-hmm. At least that I researched. Not really. No. Unfortunately, sorry.
Yeah. But again, from what I was seeing, there wasn't really much. I know PlayStation just had a whole little event with games and stuff. Or like their own little announcements. I don't fully know if it's true. I'll add this little one right here at the end. I don't fully know if it's true or not, but I believe Sony PlayStation wanted to team up or is teaming up with a specific, I forget if they said like Amazon Prime or Netflix, because they want to bring God of War to like a series type of show type of thing. So I don't know if those are still rumors, if that was officially announced or not, but that's something interesting because God of War has very good storytelling.
I mean, they pretty much have it already, like in textbook. That's why God of War has
technically, yes, but
technically, it's like what is it called? It's a perverted mythology, pretty much.
Yes,
because they change like how some of these characters are because of the consequences of this one character we're following, which is the God of War himself. You know,
yeah,
Kratos. So
yes. and it still hits like Greek mythology and Roman mythology because he's technically Roman, but he deals with a lot of Greek gods and titans.
Yeah.
And then even now he's in Norse with God of War 4. So, and again, even for a show like that, you get me, it's a lot of CGI or a lot of special effects makeup because his enemies aren't human. They're other mythological creatures. They're other weird monsters. You got me? So that's going to be a production if it is something like that, because I believe they want to make it into a live action type of show.
Yeah.
So even still finding someone to portray that massive man.
Yeah, I know that's
like,
a big like.
Who would you put as Kratos?
Fuck me, dude.
You get me? Because
hard, bro, especially because he's bald too.
He's bald, and then it's like something like, oh, no, The Rock does whiteface. You know they'll cover that man head to toe in white powder or something.
A little ash on it because it's actually ash.
But at this point, the ash has been cemented into his skin. That he is known as the White Spartan or the Ghost Spartan.
The Ghost Spartan, because, you know, he brutally killed his own family by accident. And then their ashes of their bodies got attached to his skin. Like, I mean, that sounds glorified because it is. Don't get me wrong. But
I mean, yeah. And even so, then it's a dark story, too. It's a whole dark. It would be a very dark series. So they would have to. It would depend on what type of show producers and like
it
the
sounds
actual
like a Paramount type of show.
Does Paramount have dark shows like that?
Yeah, either that or HBO for sure.
I would see it more on an HBO type of thing
because you know, like Game of Thrones and type of shit. So
yeah,
I see HBO having it more than anything else.
Mm-hmm. But besides that, Leche, where can people find you?
People can find me at Instagram at Leche Minuesa, or you guys can follow me on
Twitch.
At Techno Freak 95. Sorry, I kind of drew blank because I was thinking of something I just saw.
Fine. Yeah.
What about you, Tito?
And then you guys could find me on Instagram at 1alphapenguin and also on twitch.tv/1alphapenguin. You guys can follow the podcast on Instagram at takeasip_pod and even our YouTube videos, which are literally these episodes just on YouTube videos, youtube.com/takeasip. As always, like, follow, share, subscribe, send it to somebody else, because if we didn't make you laugh, somebody else might think we're funny. Hopefully. Please. But yeah, thank you guys English. Thank you guys so much. And we'll see you all next week. Bye-bye.
Later, guys.